Give the call to the honourable member for Wentworth.
My question is for the Prime Minister. The Royal Commission into robodebt found that cabinet secrecy enabled the appalling abuse of power to continue for years. Yet your government's FOI bill would expand, not reduce, that secrecy. The crossbench and the Greens will not support it. Is the government really going to work with the parties responsible for robodebt to explicitly act against the Royal Commission's findings and increase secrecy in government?
Call to the Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. With respect to the member for Wentworth, the robodebt Royal Commission did not find that cabinet processes were the problem. They found that ministers acted directly in contravention to the advice that they were given. And knowing, even though questions were being asked in this chamber, so let's not let those responsible for robodebt off the hook by suggesting, bizarrely, that somehow reform of a system that is broken, the FOI system, has something to do with support for robodebt. That is a link which is simply not there, I say to the member for Wentworth. The fact is that the FOI system currently is not working for anyone. FOI is a vital feature of democracy, but right now the system is broken. The current framework was established in the 1980s, and one of the things that's occurred is that some of those crossbenchers, I don't know if the member for Wentworth is one of them, have participated in a business model where a failed former senator has set up a model where they're actually paid to put in FOI requests, thereby costing taxpayers money twice the way through. Twice the way through. The other thing that is happening is that more than 1 million hours of time was spent in the last year.
Order. The Prime Minister will call. Order. Member for Forrest. Member for Wentworth is entitled to raise a point of order. Don't need to have any interjections. The member for Wentworth on
the point of order is on relevance. This is related to cabinet secrecy and explicitly the robodebt findings in relation to the FOI into FOI in cabinets and how that was linked together.
The Prime Minister has dealt with that issue in terms of pretty explicitly regarding order. The Prime Minister has the call, so he is being absolutely directly relevant in terms of that point of order.
To be very explicit, anyone who wants to be in a party of government and a part of government would say that cabinet processes do need to be confidential. That's the law, and it always has been the law. So the idea that that is somehow an impediment is, quite frankly, a very long bow. And the member for Wentworth, I'm sure, knows that. The fact is that when the FOI Act commenced, the number of electronic records created by government and the speed at which they were created was unimaginable then. Unimaginable. You can have artificial intelligence that can produce 1,000 FOI requests in a matter of minutes. The idea that government will be stopped from functioning and that we will pretend that technological advances have not changed the dynamic, just as those members on the crossbench, the same people who say to me as Prime Minister, we need extra staff because of emails, because of technological advancement, because it's easier to contact members of parliament, etc. I tell you what, the fact is that what I do say to the member opposite and to all members of this House is engage constructively in this reform, because this reform is necessary if government is going to be able to function in the future.
Has concluded.